About 9 months ago, I made a video where I had accidentally fumbled my way into this well-known scam called YouTube automation. And although I'm very happy with the way that video turned out, and it's probably the reason quite a lot of you are here right now, I didn't ever plan on making a follow-up to that video, plainly because I thought I'd said all that needed to be said. However, when going back through the comment section of that video, sifting through the barrage of people talking about how offensively British I sound and look, or how I move like a ventriloquist puppet that's been granted a genie's wish, I would occasionally stumble across comments from people like T. Steffi, Frogpants 3005, Flutterwork, or even P. Wingett 1966. Oh god, how'd that one get in here? And if I'm being completely honest with you all right now, away from the comforts of my green screen and ring light, those comments had an impact on me. And whilst a major part of this was due to the fact that this was my first video that properly did well, a small part of me felt like I hadn't told you the full story. Like I promised you I was cooking you a big old roast dinner with gravy and veggies, but then I drove down to Mackey's and gave you a solitary chicken nugget. So I concocted a plan, one that was so ingenious, so foolproof, one that only I could come up with. One that definitely won't be released by a YouTuber with like 5 million subscribers, a mullet and a mustache in the exact same week that I started filming this. Imagine how ironic that would be in a video where I constantly talk about how bad it is to steal other people's ideas. Imagine how bad that would make me look. For the next 7 days, I'm going to be listening to the advice of these so-called YouTube experts and building my own YouTube automation empire from the ground up until I instantly become a multi-millionaire, can sip cocktails out of a coconut as my yacht flies directly into the sun. That's what rich people do, right? Throughout the course of the next week, I'm going to be uploading daily on a secret channel to see if this thing actually works. But just in case some of you out there have no idea what I'm waffling about, I'll give you a quick recap. YouTube or AI automation is one of the most popular scams amongst the finance bro get-rich-quick section of the internet, promising those who follow its ways untold riches with very little work. In its simplest form, you'd be taking all the hard work and effort that's normally required to think like a normal human being and pass it off to a wide array of at-home AI services that are literally setting the planet on fire. All you have to do is find a video that's done incredibly well in its own right, copy its script, paste it in ChatGPT and get it to rewrite it for you. Then get some dumb AI nerd to provide a voiceover and edit it, or just go on Fiverr and find people who'll do it for incredibly cheap. And then bada bing bada boom, cocktails out of a coconut as your yacht flies into the sun. Although I may have been one of the only people to actively make money from YouTube automation this year, I need to come into this with a fresh perspective. Like, what if I had no idea about the hundreds of thousands of dollars being stolen by these so-called courses that promise you untold riches, or the fact that they hold refunds at ransom depending on whether you give them a 5-star review on Trustpilot. Clearly, I needed some help.
YouTube Shorts are making people tens of thousands of dollars a month, and up until recently, no one knew how.
Up until recently, no one knew how. So people were just making hundreds of thousands of dollars and not knowing how they were doing it. It makes no sense.
People do overcomplicate picking a niche quite a bit. Go on your phone, scroll on Shorts, and find one that is working for other people and make it better for yourself.
So again, another way of saying, instead of doing actual hard work, look what is doing well for someone else and steal it. Everything about these people is stealing stuff. And that's coming from a British person. My ancestry is full of theft, so I'm like an expert on this stuff.
The way to find good ideas is by seeing what's gone viral on either other social media platforms or for other people and adapting it to your channel. For example, the most popular video on my Kimberly Shorts channel was of a guy giving a haircut to a kid. And we took that video from Instagram because it already blew up over there.
We took that video from Instagram. So he's just admitted to stealing someone else's video. Oh my god. How does YouTube let this be a thing? How is this a thing? How is there not like a sweeping copyright change that kills all of this? It makes literally no sense.
Now, most people fail when it comes to this type of business for 3 reasons. The first is from burnout. The second is through not using the right tools. And third is from not being consistent.
And fourth is because all of these videos get copyright claimed by YouTube and you make no money from it. That was a thing that I didn't say enough in my video that went big on this, was how none of this makes money. This will not work. The reason that it bugs me so much, as I said in the last video I did on this, is the fact that there are real people falling for these things. They're giving these people tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to run channels for them because they profess that they know what they're doing when all they're doing is stealing other people's content and just writing text above them. Truly ingenious. Well, I was convinced. I was caught hook, line and sinker. Just like those people who go on a gap year and rediscover their sense of self, I was sitting in a dimly lit room on Halloween Eve and I could finally see the rest of my life unfolding before me. Welcome to the first day of the rest of my life. Full of positivity and belief in my newfound career path.
But first, I want to destroy the misconception that people think shorts don't pay any money.
Shorts pay no money. This guy's waffling. Unless you get billions of views, shorts pay no money. I used my new wisdom to create a channel that I thought had the best chance of succeeding where no one else has. Minecraft Spooky Stories. Cut me some slack, this was the day before Halloween and all things ghoulish were on my brain at all times. After being served some incredibly lackluster channel names, I used something moderately more powerful than a browser extension. My big beefy brain. Moderately. Tales from the Shaft. No results found. Are you allowed to have a shaft? Block mares. That's cool, like nightmares but with block. Doesn't exist. There we go, that's a cool name. We'll do that. Okay, create a channel. Okay, for the picture, I don't want to use AI to make the images because I think that's just stupid. If I can get just like an image of an Enderman that's like in the game. Look, if we do this, so this is going to be quick and easy. This really doesn't matter, like, at all. This is why it takes me so long to make a video, because I get distracted. That's the channel done. Now we need to do the bit that everybody loves, and that is making videos. With my next money printing machine finally set up, I offered ChatGPT some nuggets of wisdom. Ensure you include the character Spooky Jim. You can clearly tell I've got a degree in creative writing. We're all clearly acquainted so far, so I can admit to you that I spent far too long editing this dumb video. Like, before coming into this, I had a preset limit in my head for how long I actually wanted to spend on this video, and this was a lot more than that limit. And it's safe to say it was absolutely worth it. If you see Spooky Jim down there, look how cool that is. He's just here for some company. No harm in that, right? Pretty cool, huh? I published that bad boy and waited for the sweet, sweet cheddar cheese to come rolling in like I was sitting at the bottom of that hill near me that has the cheese rolling competitions. Yeah, that's the heavy-handed metaphor I'm going for in this situation. I have had a brainwave. Don't mock this. I've only just got out of the shower and it's 11 o'clock. Don't judge me, I didn't go to bed until 4 o'clock last night because I was thinking. Clearly you can tell I'm absolutely glowing off the rip-roaring success of 27 views. And I think I know why. A constant thing that's brought up when any of these so-called YouTube gurus wax lyrical about the wonders of YouTube automation is, as sleep-deprived Henry just said, is because you don't have to use your face, or more importantly, your voice.
Noah Morris and Caleb Box run several YouTube channels, raking in millions of dollars without ever stepping in front of a camera.
Every single one of these so-called gurus constantly profess how easy this business model is. This is one of the main reasons so many people fall prey to this particular scheme. It preys on the insecurities of those who always grew up watching the site and deep down wanted to be a YouTuber, but never had the confidence to waffle in front of a microphone, stand in front of a green screen, or set up an iPhone camera. So for day 2, I decided to take this to heart and employ some of the tactics recommended by one of the platform's most prolific YouTube automation glazers.
This YouTube Shorts channel gets 33 million views per month, and they only have 11 videos on their channel. In this video, we are going to be copying them.
We're going to be copying them, so just open with your cheating. It's all AI, it's all children watching this. Let's see actually what this channel's doing. Oh my god, it's just one of these videos. Oh my god, it's just one of these videos.
We don't want to be creating videos though about things that nobody cares about.
My god, we're literally watching him copy and paste from Wikipedia.
These animals right here and probably make 60 to 100.
Do you think these people are happy? Whenever I watch these things, this man, there is sadness behind his eyes. He looks so upset. This is what his life is. I know most of you out there are going to be saying things along the lines of, this is unbelievable garbage, how do people even click on this thing? But to me, this is art. I hope you understand I'm being sarcastic. In the most heavy-handed way that I could, I tried to go full YouTube automation for this day, by applying what was seemingly working for someone else, ignoring every possible downside, and nicking everything successful for my own benefit. After yassifying these Minecraft mobs and doing some editing that wouldn't look out of place in a Microsoft PowerPoint presentation, I whacked some copyright-free funk music underneath from one of the websites the YouTube gurus recommended, and called it a day. I truly don't know how this could possibly fail. fail, other than the fact that it's not good content, copyright violations, and it's not good content. Those are minor things. This time tomorrow, I'll be a millionaire. So, I think it's time we address the elephant in the room.
Folks.
Late last night, when I was dozing off into Sleepy Time Junction, I noticed that a small up-and-coming YouTuber that a few of you might be aware of, called Kurtis uploaded this exact video. The one that I've been working on for 2 months. I'm definitely not annoyed by this. Definitely not. It's not like throughout so many times in this video already I've said something along the lines of, make sure you don't steal other people's videos. And now it's going to look like I've stolen someone else's video. I can't tell you how many times last night I wanted to sack this video off. This was only furthered by the fact that the YouTube short that I uploaded got 0 views yesterday. So it's all going well in Henry land. The one tiny benefit I have is that you can actually see when I've uploaded the videos, so you know I'm not waffling. It just happens to be that a YouTuber with nearly 6 million subscribers beat me to the punch, which definitely isn't incredibly infuriating. And although last night I was unbelievably depressed and wanted to sack this video off, I had a little bit of a brainwave. Although I may have initially been a bit peeved by this development, it actually gave me a new lease on life. You see, throughout the majority of this video, I've secretly been preying on the downfall of every video that I've uploaded so far, because I want to prove that this entire method is a big old stinking pile of garbage. However, thanks to the mulleted man, I have a new goal in mind: to crush him and everything that he stands for. And by that I mean get more YouTube automation views. I actually like Kurtis quite a lot. He's one of my favourite creators. Throughout the course of Mr. Connor's video, he managed to amass a whopping 333 views on his Luscious Listings channel. Clearly doesn't have the same ring to it as Blockmares. It's a better name. I'll give him that. And while some of you may be sitting there at home thinking, Henry, you're so many views off of him, how are you even going to catch up? Clearly, you have no faith in me. Even though he has a few more subscribers than me, I have a few things that Kurtis Connor does not. First of all, I have experience in the world of YouTube automation. Secondly, I used to work for a YouTube automation empire and didn't even realise it. And thirdly, my profile picture is an Enderman, so I'm sure I'll be fine. Also, in case you didn't know, it's like way easier to get views on YouTube Shorts than it is to get views on normal videos on YouTube. But that doesn't mean anything because the views on Shorts are worth way less. So things are like actually heavily weighted in my favour, but please still congratulate me if I accomplish it because I sort of need a win right now. With this newfound goal in mind, I spent the rest of day 3 creating what I thought would be my magnum opus. That is, without a doubt, one of the stupidest things I've ever made. I'd abandoned the previous route of yassifying Minecraft mobs and went back to good old reliable, getting ChatGPT to do the work for me.
That's so stupid.
But instead of aiming for the more serious, spooky route that I'd been going to before, I went a bit dumber.
This is the stupidest thing I've ever done. I don't know why I find this so funny.
Did you know there are these little things in Minecraft called blocks? They're everywhere. Can't escape them.
This is by far and away one of the dumbest things that I've ever made. And I used to make Let's Play videos, so that's really saying something.
I say we all alt soon.
Oh yeah.
If you thought I'd already hidden a rough patch, this is where things take a little bit of a turn. As you can tell by the fact that this version of Henry is introducing day 4 and not sleep-deprived Henry inhaling a cup of tea, day 4 didn't go too well. Basically, this was an accumulation of a lot of things going wrong for me all at once. My magnum opus flopped harder than Bruno Fernandes in the penalty area. My channel had been flagged from using that copyright-free funk music that the YouTube guru recommended. And to add insult to injury, I had somehow been copyright struck by myself. I didn't even think that was possible. You see, throughout the course of this video, I haven't only been uploading videos on the Blockmares channel. Using all that I could remember from my high school science experiments in order to make this experiment as airtight as possible, I've been running 2 other channels independent from the one that you're familiar with. This was so I could accurately gauge the success of YouTube automation as a method when compared to basically just uploading any other type of YouTube short. In doing so, I chose to upload some of my old unlisted YouTube shorts on this channel called Zach George, and unknowingly copyright struck myself. Clearly, YouTube automation was rubbing off at me at this point because I was getting so desperate for views, I started stealing my own content. Because of this, every single video that I uploaded on this channel went absolutely nowhere, rendering this part of the experiment completely useless. However, the other channel that I made that I haven't introduced you to so far was called Clumpit. In comparison to the other two channels where I was uploading every single day, my plan was to only upload once on this channel to see how upload schedule impacted success. And somehow, this has been the most successful video that I have posted so far. Really? Do you want the check? No thanks. I'd rather have some baked beans. That's a baked bean moment. Beans.
That's a baked bean moment. Beans.
First big thing that I remember as a kid was bacon and beans.
But you have to admit, it is a good video. It's so stupid. Once I finished day one, I just sat there for about 10 minutes just saying random brain rot sentences that I thought would make a YouTube short, and this sort of happened. Baked beans. Beans. That's a baked bean moment. What the bruh moment? Oh, this was, I don't know why I thought this is horse. Horse. Dude, that's so stupid. What does that even mean? A video about beans has been more successful than any of the advice given by these YouTube gurus. What's the point in any of this? So with my mental state completely and utterly shattered, I retreated to the methods of day 2, thinking that the reason that they flopped so hard was because of my own idiocy rather than this entire method being complete and utter garbage. And then after whacking some more yassified Minecraft mobs into another PowerPoint presentation, I uploaded it and called it a day. Day 5, and in more fantastic news, we have generated our first like, somehow. So I guess everything's looking good, but still a fat O on the subscribers across all 3 of the channels. And I know some of you will be sitting there at home saying, well, you haven't gone seriously enough, you haven't tried to succeed. But if the only way of this entire method succeeding is by stealing someone else's content that isn't my own, that's not a reliable business venture. This isn't gonna work. But even if you do start making money with this stuff, first of all, it's not gonna be consistent. You aren't guaranteed views across anything on YouTube. And second of all, even if you do start making any form of income, YouTube are going to realise that you're stealing content and you're going to get a copyright strike. I got a copyright strike on my second video. My first video got 40 views. This is why these gurus sell courses and newsletters, because it's the only way they can generate any form of consistent income from this get-rich-quick scheme. This is also why in any of the videos that I showed on day 1, or any tutorial on how to do YouTube or AI automation, the channels that they use as examples for what to do all stop uploading.
Don't be dumb like this channel and just upload 11 videos and hope that you're gonna get views.
And again, the reason that channel's only uploaded 11 views is because the channels are probably demonetized and there's no reason to keep uploading on them, because clearly they don't make YouTube shorts for the love of the game. You cannot make consistent income stealing other people's content. That is, of course, unless you're a big enough YouTuber and you can just make a React channel. So maybe that's the YouTube automation scheme everybody should be talking about. Just put 7 years into making a YouTube empire, and then you can just print money by making a 5th or 6th channel. I should also add, for the next 2 days, I'm not going to be here that much. So today really is my last day that I will have to record most things. So I sort of need to get a move on a little bit. Throughout this challenge, I've constantly tried to adhere to the rules set by these so-called YouTube gurus, but on day 5, unsurprisingly, I'd hit my breaking point. So from here on out, I was going to do things my way. So we're back to the drawing board again for day 5. I think we're at day 5. I literally just recorded that bit over there and I've already forgotten. Today I'm thinking more along, do you know those videos you see where it's just people jumping on blocks in Minecraft and then it's like a Reddit story reading over the top? Instead of just reading out someone's Reddit story, I'm going to do something different, because again, the only content I want to steal in this video is my own. What stories are interesting enough that happened in my life that are like PG acceptable? I guess my whole family thought I died when I choked on a Kinder Egg when watching the Cheetah Girls movie, but that's not really that interesting. It was just me being an idiot choking on a Kinder Egg. I guess there's the Beagle story. As a tiny child, I was brought along to a local farming show and we stumbled upon a show ring where a bunch of beagles were running about playing with children. The announcer wanted some more volunteers, so aimlessly I wandered in and immediately the beagles took an immense shine to me. So I started running around and playing with them. However, this caused things to take an immediate turn for the worse, as it caused them to go into this weird pack mode frenzy and they started following me around at full sprint. The announcer then started commentating on this thing like it was some forgotten gladiatorial event. The crowd were going mental. Meanwhile, I thought I was about to be pounced upon by a pack of wild dogs because how could I tell the difference? I was a dumb, stupid child. The worst part of all of this is that the show ring was easily exitable at all times because it was just a fence. But I was too terrified to realise that I could have left at any point. I had to wait for a random stranger to come whisk me out. Now you can see why I constantly call myself stupid. There is no common sense in this dumb melon. So basically what my plan is to do, because this isn't very YouTube automation-y, is I'm going to sort of put a basic outline of that story into ChatGPT and I'm going to get them to rewrite it into a script. It may embellish or make stuff up, so we'll see, and we'll see how reliable this is. And to my surprise, it actually did all right, minus a few things. It's one of those classic wholesome scenes, barn animals, funnel cakes, the smell of hay in the air, the works. All of that is absolutely incorrect. All I needed to complete this masterpiece was some below average Minecraft gameplay to keep the hungry Blockmare's viewers engaged throughout this horrifying retelling of a repressed childhood memory. This is a little bit of a weird setup. I bet you're wondering why we're here. Because all my Minecraft footage that I've been using for my YouTube shorts have been coming from one video, I've sort of ran out of footage. So I quickly need to play Minecraft for like 10 minutes to get some more footage for the final YouTube shorts. So we're just gonna like, if I just like run around and jump, this is fine footage. Don't know what that is. What the hell is that? Oh God, this isn't the mine. Oh my God! Oh, shit. Oh my God! I probably should have got torches. Oh, no. Oh God! I have no idea how many hearts I have. Oh, an achievement. Oh no, it's a recipe. Oh, I'm just being bullied. Died. Okay, maybe that can't get used. So I just need to do something that's like, because if I remember from like, it's literally just jumping, isn't it? It's like, jump, jump, jump. Oh God, jump, jump. Hello, cow. Ow, 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 ow. This is why I don't do parkour. I called it a day and began to hope and pray to the gods and goddesses of YouTube automation that my luck would change. And strangely enough, something happened. Progress has been made. I woke up about 5 minutes ago, so don't judge me or my voice, because I've got to leave very soon. But I just happened to check the channel overnight, and randomly at 3 o'clock in the morning, it got like 70 views. What's the most hilarious thing about all of this is the one video posted on that channel that you could easily debate and say is not YouTube automation, because it isn't. And it's worked. So if anything, this is just proof that YouTube automation doesn't work. As I wasn't around too much on day 6 and 7, both of the videos had to be made in advance, with past Henry completely oblivious of the overnight success story he was about to become. I mean, 70 views, that's like enough to topple an empire. After an incredibly rocky start, things were finally starting to pick up. Although the agenda for day 5 was far away from the worlds of YouTube automation, for the 6th video I decided to once again use this website to entirely control the words that came out of my mouth. Using my prior nightmare as inspiration, I asked ChatGPT to come up with a more engaging, inspiring story that I could once again shamelessly put over some below average Minecraft gameplay. So imagine this, it's summer vacation, I'm about 8 years old and my family decides it's time for a day at the zoo. Apparently some kid had left a gate ajar, suddenly a mini goat stampede comes barreling out and the chaos is mental. I'm just standing there, map in hand, realising this was probably not the shortcut I'd imagined. As you can tell, it wasn't the most breathtaking story. Instead of little me getting hunted by a pack of baby beagles, ChatGPT thought that I should get trampled by a bunch of runaway goats. Or as I so lovingly referred to it as, it's basically the good ending of the Harambe story. Later that same day.
I've just got back. What? How's that happen then? How have 11 of you freaks liked it? Ignore the 5 dislikes, it should be way more. What's going on?
Something funky was happening. I don't know if you could tell by how high-pitched I was getting, but I did not expect this. I even managed to get my first comment, and it sort of vaguely sounds like a bot, so that's a win. And by far the funniest part of all of this was that every video that I made using the expert advice from these so-called YouTube wizards were sitting on 0 views. Whereas this video of me retelling some childhood trauma was doing numbers. Maybe I know what I'm doing. After the horrifying experience that I'd went through in the previous 6 days, the channel was in the best state that I could possibly imagine. And this was even before the famed goat video went live. My crowning achievement. Maybe when I said all the way back at the start of the video that this entire industry is a pile of burning hot garbage, I was onto something. Maybe. Maybe using my big fat brain to think creatively instead of palming it off to some AI dum-dum was the secret to my success. It's almost like artificial intelligence can't think creatively. Who would have thought? Coming into day 7, I was starting to get the impression that I'd sort of cracked the code. It felt like something special was happening. Clearly, I was mere moments away from my dream of sipping cocktails out of a coconut as my yacht flies directly into the sun. Surely it can't get worse from here.
I am a genius. Look at these views. As you can tell by what I'm wearing, I've clearly got the yacht in my sights. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want an autograph? Get to the back of the line. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm absolutely not letting success get to my head.
What the hell has happened here?
What is happening? Why are you people liking this stuff? It's rubbish. That one video about a tiny child being hounded by a bunch of baby beagles has beaten Kurtis's entire week. It's not like you have other things going on in your life that are absolutely beating me in every way imaginable. This is all that matters. Another reason why I'm feeling so high and mighty is that the video ChatGPT wrote for me about another childhood incident is sitting at way less views. Once again showing how using AI to formulate real creative ideas is one of the worst things you could possibly do. In the comments of my last video, a quote was constantly posted that sort of went along the lines of, I want AI to do my laundry and dishes so I can do all the creative work that I want to do. But maybe you should all consider another option. Get me to do it all. I'm cheap. I'm available. I regret saying those sentences.
Clearly, you could tell I was having a whale of a time. Kurtis's view total was absolutely annihilated, and AI automation was proving to be a steaming pile of hot garbage. But I am both humble in victory and in defeat. In order to give this video and this challenge the send-off it deserved, I needed to give YouTube automation one final shot at the gold medal in the way that they all intended. I needed to steal someone's content. All the way back at the start, those YouTube gurus kept showing example channels where something to do with a Mr. Beast video just recapped, or a Kai Cenat video just recapped. But I don't want to just copy a video because I think that just goes against the entire like ethos that I've set up. But then it's Mr. Beast and I don't really like him. Okay, I'm just going to copy a Mr. Beast video. Do you know that feeling like when you get away with stealing something as a child? That's how I'm feeling right now. $1 versus $500,000 experiences came out a day ago. This is full YouTube automation now. This is basically what most of them do. In a move that would make every YouTube automator finally proud of me, I nabbed the transcript from Jimmy Beast's most recent video, whacked that bad boy into ChatGPT, and got it to regurgitate a 50-second script, with one minor modification, of course. End it with saying, Mr. Beast doesn't like cottage cheese. Even though I'm being my usual stupid self here, it is incredibly alarming how quickly and efficiently it was able to do this. Like, if I could do all of that from the comfort of a sofa, what could people with actual resources and backing do? Genuinely, it's quite horrifying to think about. But let's ignore that and go back to the stupid stuff. What's my most YouTuber-y voice? They're always American. I can't really do a good American accent because I'm British. My American accent is so monotone and so bad. Most of you Americans out there probably can't do a good British accent without saying like bottle of water and like talking like this, so you're gonna have to bear with me. Mr. Beast took up, that's not, how do you say Mr. Beast as an American? Mr. Beast. No, you say Mr. Beast in an American accent. How does Ludwig say Mr. Beast? voice.
I was in a Mr. Beast video.
Mr. Beast. How the fuck do you say it? Mr. Beast. It's right. You say later from up north. Why is that the hardest word to say? Mr. Beast took a mind-blowing adventure to show off some of the most expensive experiences in the world. Starting from a simple $1 camel ride, he upped the stakes to dining at 3,000 feet in the air for $10,000. Dollars. I wonder how that one's gonna go. So, it's been a few days now since I finished the experiment, and these are the final stats. Have that, Kurtis. I mean, it's not much to brag about. I'm still light years away from getting that darned yacht. So, what was the point in any of this? Why have I spent so long waffling about a scam that only affects a tiny portion of the internet? Who cares, right? As I mentioned all the way back at the start of the video where I stumbled my way in from over there, about 9 months ago I made a video covering this topic as, like Alice before me, I accidentally stumbled my way into this magical little world when all I wanted to do was have a nice little nap and a cup of tea. In that video I continued to sort of hint at how I fumbled my way in there, but never went into too much detail. So I guess it's time to call me Henry Lewis Carroll because it's time to go through the looking glass. That's a cool pun. For those of you out there unfamiliar with me, which I've got to imagine is all of you, I don't just spend my days standing in a boggy field, waffling into an iPhone camera, or standing in front of a green screen every day. I think you can tell from looking at my upload schedule that I have something else going on. Mainly, I'm an editor. At least that's what my degree's in. In my time, I've done a whole bunch of things, from my lockdown student film about a blonde version of me having a breakdown over a cup of tea. It's harrowing. To all these random festival adverts where I saw too many old men topless. But throughout all of these various escapades, deep down I always wanted to go into the world of YouTube. It's what encouraged me and taught me how to edit with my terrible FIFA 12 trading videos when I was a tiny child. And I think my brand of stupid works better here. I think. So after setting up an account on a website called YouTube Jobs and weeks of nothing, I finally got a notification from a verified channel called McYum, who personally I was unfamiliar with, but I could see they had quite a few subs, so understandably, I was gassed. After being rerouted to some random Donny on Discord, I found out that this ex-Minecraft YouTuber was now in charge of an entire network consisting of many other tiny channels, ranging from weird true crime bodycam footage, all the way to Lego, chess, Minecraft and Clash Royale videos. To put it kindly, I was baffled. Obviously, I was familiar with the concept of a YouTube network. I was around when all the machinima stuff was happening back in the day, but it seems from what I could remember, they'd had a little bit of a rebrand. These new ones were consistently pumping out bait for reaction channels, yet each channel maintained a personal touch. Viewers would be sat at home completely oblivious to the fact that this persona they were listening to was simply a voice actor hired off the internet reading scripts that some random Donnies waffled about in a Discord group or got ChatGPT to write for them. They weren't just making slop to ride the algorithm, they were manipulating people. Even with all the stuff that I've just been waffling about, in the end I ended up taking the job primarily because I needed the money, and they flashed me an incredibly high wage, which, now that I think about it, was almost definitely one of their tactics. But that's actually the thing with YouTube automation and YouTube Jobs as a whole. I got to imagine that quite a lot of the editors on here have no experience in the real world, so don't know the scummy tactics that are being used against them are scummy. Because for me, after one video, I packed it in because it was everything that I feared. It was unbelievably hollow and soulless. They wanted me to do all the legwork with little to no direction, which I guess is the norm for YouTube automation, judging on how these people talk about their editors and thumbnail artists and voiceover people. Let's not forget about that. It's not just me. Let me try and explain this to you. For instance, for the one video that I edited for them, all they did was send me a bunch of unedited bodycam footage with a URL link to a YouTube channel that they wanted me to copy the style of. That was it. Nothing else. I'm not even American. I don't even know what's a crime over there. I mean, look where I grew up. The only thing I have to worry about is rogue dog walkers. Whenever any of these donuts profess that they're a genius because they can sit there and do nothing and let the money roll in, they are being 100% correct for once. They genuinely do nothing, yet they reap all of the benefits. Their professing lives of grandeur when at the end of it all, plain and simple, every single one of them is a scumbag. At least back in the day, snake oil salesmen wore fancy outfits. I have absolutely no hatred to anyone who uses AI in their day-to-day life to streamline monotonous tasks, but using it to satiate your bottomless pit of greed by stealing other people's content and passing it off as your own work, and taking potential views away from real channels with real heart, it doesn't make you a guru, it makes you a dickhead. Take for instance what's happening in the worlds of infotainment, music, arts and even animation. Slop is being shoveled out at an alarming rate, crowding out those with actual skills, talent and passion for the things that they're creating. But don't take it from this idiot, take it from someone who has actually experienced this firsthand. This is Sad Catman, a channel on YouTube who presents interesting stories throughout history in a super funny way. And I may be biased because I'm in 2 of their videos. Oh my god, Doctor! What happened to me? But ignore that. Their whole niche is being weighed down by pure and utter garbage.
Hey, thanks Henry. Yeah, I think YouTube slop sucks, and what I hate the most about it is just the lack of authenticity. In my opinion, the soulless garbage that we call slop has been around in the entertainment industry forever, but to me, YouTube was always the escape from it. And I know it's easy to fall into nostalgic thinking, but I really do believe things used to be better. I mean, man, the bar is in the basement, but these content farms are still tunneling under it somehow. And don't get me wrong, because I've been watching YouTube long enough to know that clickbait and the whole fast food genre of content has been around since the start, but the rise of faceless YouTubers and automated content creation has pushed things way out of balance. And I know I'm technically a faceless YouTuber, but you know what I mean. Now maybe I'm just stupid, but I always felt like content farms were usually limited to drama channels or those weird DIY craft channels and maybe Mr. Beast. But now every single nook of this platform is infested. The Family Guy highlights channels are still raking in millions of views per month, and even in my own niche, which I always thought was mostly just people who love sharing interesting stories, is actually about 95% AI generated slop and soulless content farms. Now, I'm not gonna dog on my own niche too hard here, cause I actually know most of the people behind these channels, and to be honest, they aren't really bad people. They just have a different way of thinking about content creation than you and I do. They just view YouTube as a money printer rather than a creative outlet or method to provide something of value to their audience. In my opinion, these automation gurus represent everything that's wrong with content creation nowadays. There are so many creative people out there who are way more talented than myself or any of these schmucks, and they'll never get even a fraction of the attention as one of these garbage, soulless videos. Right now, the path that YouTube is heading down is more about the tube and less about you, and I think that slop only makes the platform worse for everybody. But I hope at some point creators draw a line in the sand. Thanks, Henry. Sorry if I sound like I'm gonna off myself now. A man can only be recommended so many Sunny V2, Turkey Tom, or Mr. Beast videos before he loses his fucking mind.
This is all just so unbelievably draining. There were so many times during that week that it was upsetting me so much that I wanted to just pack it in, give up and move on to my next video where I'm going to be waffling about Spotify. And obviously the big mustachioed mullet man didn't help. As of late, I've tried to make a conscious effort to actually live life more. I've trekked up mountains, inhaled too much alcohol and done some truly horrendous karaoke renditions.
I'm working late. Because I'm a singer.
All in a concerted effort to not just be a big dumb idiot on my own, but with the people that I care about. People may consistently profess how AI is the future and it's going to take everything from us until we are reduced to mere atoms. But I think that's a load of hot garbage, and I hope what I've gone through this week sort of proves that. It may be quite good at recapping a Mr. Beast video in 5 seconds or rewording some repressed childhood trauma, but it cannot think, it cannot create, it cannot live. And most importantly, it cannot take away the true passion that you have from you doing the things that you love. Plain and simply, it cannot be you. I hope I'm out of frame. I've probably just stood on so many snails.